Hi guys, it's Vinva here. Today we are going to be creating this very precise, gorgeous cut crease eyeshadow. If this looks like something that you would like to watch, then stick around and keep on watching. If you're seeing my video for the first time, hi, you're welcome to this channel. Here on this channel, we create makeup related content, hairstyling content, and vlogs. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always sticking to this channel. You have a special place in my heart. Okay, let's get into the tutorial. Before you do any eyeshadow, the first thing you need to do is to apply your eyeshadow base, which is very important. And for this tutorial, the eyeshadow base I'm using is the P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade number 4. I'm going to be using this dense blending brush to spread the P. Louise eyeshadow base all over the eyelid and make sure that I don't have a harsh line. Very important. You need to make sure that everything is prim and proper. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this detailing eyeshadow blending brush. I'm going to be using it to pick up this soft brown eyeshadow from the ZK Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I'm going to be using this particular shade to map out the shape of the cut crease I want to do. So I'm going in with something softer. This will act like a kind of a transition for me because I'm going to be using a darker color to add depth to the eyeshadow look. The cut crease look I am going for is a lifted cut crease eyeshadow look. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm just using this blending brush and using that soft brown eyeshadow to carve out how I want my cut crease to be, and I'm dragging it upwards straight to the tail of the brows because I want it to be dramatic as well and still not doing too much, if there is a word like that. So I'm just making sure that everything is well blended. After I'm done mapping it out, you can see I'm gently blending out that soft brown eyeshadow because like I said earlier, this soft brown eyeshadow is going to serve as a kind of a transition for me. So I'm going to make sure that it's properly blended to make sure that there is no harsh line with this particular color, because I'm still going to go in with a dark brown eyeshadow to deepen the crease and to give depth to the crease, if I'm making sense. I repeated the same thing to the other side of the eyes. Now I'm using this eyeliner brush to add depth to the crease line. I'm using eyeliner brush because it helps me to get control and it helps me to be precise. If you want to achieve a very precise cut crease look, always make sure that you use an eyeliner brush for your application. That's to give depth to the eyes. And the color I'm using is from the same eyeshadow palette I used earlier, the ZK Cosmetics, and I'm using a very dark brown for this step. I'm basically using that eyeliner brush to add depth to the crease. Remember I said I'm going for a kind of a lifted cut crease eyeshadow look. So basically I'm just dragging the dark brown eyeshadow up to the tail of her brows because I want it lifted. And after you're done applying, make sure that you blend it out a little bit. We want to add depth, yes, but we still want it to be blended, we still want the two colors to blend into each other. You want everything to be seamless. You don't want any harsh line. I mean, cut crease is beautiful when it's properly done. So make sure that you blend everything. I'm using the brush I used in applying my transition color earlier to blend out the to marry the two colors together. Now I'm going in with a black eyeshadow and I'm applying it directly under the dark brown eyeshadow we applied earlier. I needed more depth to the eyes, which is why I'm adding the black, and this black is going directly under the dark brown eyeshadow. I wanted to create the effect of the black is going into the dark brown, then the dark brown is going into the light brown we used as a transition color earlier. I'm very precise with my application. Your placement matters whenever you're doing anything so far as makeup is concerned. Since we are doing a cut crease, your placement is very important. The next thing we are going to be doing right now is to cut the crease using the eyeshadow base we used earlier, which is the P. Louise eyeshadow base. And for this process, I'm using a concealer brush, a flat and precise concealer brush. For this application, you need something very sharp and precise. This process is just like defining your eyebrows. So I'm using the brush to gently using a tap 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 motion to carve out and define the outline we made with our eyeshadow earlier. This is one of the reasons I love to outline the cut crease with an eyeliner brush. Using an eyeliner brush to add depth to your crease will help you to get a very perfect outline. Then, when you're now carving out with a concealer, you already have a direction of what you're doing. And another important thing to take note of when creating an eyeshadow, a cut crease eyeshadow look, is have a pictorial representation of what you want to create in your mind. Once you have a pictorial representation of what you create, or have an inspiration, just have something in your mind or in inspiration. It can be from a fellow makeup artist. You're inspired by the look that she created and you want to add your own twist to it, but just have something either in your mind or a pictorial representation of what you want to recreate. That way it will help you to have an idea of what you're doing. Do you get? So now I'm just taking the concealer all the way up directly where my outline ended, and I'm making sure that as I'm applying it, I'm using the brush to blend it out very beautifully as I'm doing in the video. I repeated the same thing to the other side of the eyes. So next, I'm using this orange shade from the Blossom New Story eyeshadow palette. I'm going to be spreading it on her eyelid, all over her eyelid. This particular orange blew my mind. It's like once the light is hitting it, it's giving off different colors. It's very pigmented. I did not apply any pigments of any sort to this eye look. It's just the orange, and I basically placed it all over the eyelid. That's all. So I'm using a very small eyeshadow blending brush for this application so that I don't get to ruin my outline. I make sure that once I'm getting to the outline, I take it easy little by little so that I don't get to alter the outline I made earlier with my concealer. The precision of this eye look is giving me everything. So now I'm using this dark red eyeshadow from the Zika Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I'm using it to smoke out, or rather smudge out her lower lash line. I'm using a very tiny blending brush, more like an eyeliner brush, for this application. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to line the eyes, and I'm starting off with her lower lash line, or her waterline rather. I'm using the Younger Beauty Gelato Gel Liner. I'm using it for the up and the lower lash line. So now I'm going over her upper lash line with the Gelato Gel Liner. Now I'm going to be winging out her eyes, and I'm going for a very elongated wing. I want it to meet with the cut crease eyeshadow we did. So like I said, I want the eyeshadow look to be like a little bit dramatic, like a dramatic eyes, but not so dramatic eyes, if there's a word like that. Yeah. So now I'm going to be winging out the tear duct area, because I'm going for a kind of a cat's eyes kind of look. I'm going to be using mascara on her upper and lower lashes, and the mascara I'm using is from Zoran Cosmetics. It's a lengthening mascara. After that, we are going to be fixing her lashes, and the lashes I'm using is from Chair Lashes. This lashes is just suitable and perfect for this look. I wanted something very not too dramatic but still giving, and this is what the eyes look like right now, which will bring us to the end of this eyeshadow tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this eyeshadow look as much as I did. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I'll be dropping gems in this channel regularly. And also give this video a big thumbs up, comment and share to your friends, because you know sharing is caring. And see you guys in my next video, and thank you for watching. Until then, bye.